And so it means then if that little piece is 29 over 35, so the answer is 9 and 29 over 35, because that 9 part, everybody would have gotten it. All the answers had it. Number 2, what percentage of 340 is? Remember I said to you, whenever you're working out these stuff and they're giving you the idea, it's not about the bigger one goes at the bottom. It's about what they say. Is go on top. Is the numerator. Of is your denominator. What percentage of 340 is 425? That's what you need to work out. We have various ways to work these out, but you can use your what we call your elimination method, right? Eliminating what cannot be. We could eliminate some of those responses very early so that we are able to, you know, zoom in. So technically, what I'm suggesting here is that if the bigger one is on top, it's more than 100%. Look, it's what we call an improper fraction, which means it's more than 100%. So it can't be 80, it can't be 85, right? It's more than 100%. If you break down this based on the numbers, it's going to be ugly. So what you can do is to employ a quick idea of understanding. If I take the 340 out of, if I take the 340 out of the 425, I'll have a remainder of 85. So what this is saying, when the 340 comes out, you already have 100%. So you can see we're in the 100% with little remainder. So this 85 is 85 over 340. Now you're going to decide whether this 85 is a half, because you're talking about 52% now. Because when you take out this already, it's 100% already. So you want to know the leftover, which is 85. Is that a 25% or 50? 52. Now, a half of this is 100 and something. Half of 340 is over 100 and something. That means 85 must be a quarter. In other words, then, it can't be this, because the leftover does not reach a half of 340. That means the answer is 125. And you don't have to prove your answer, you know. A lot of times you just have to prove what cannot be the answer. Remember that. It's called elimination. Scientific notation. Concept behind scientific notation. The decimal point must come after the first non-zero digit. After the first non-zero. So it could not be 17. It could not be that. So we're saying that eliminate, there are always two answers that are way off. And then they will give you two to think about. So the decimal point must come after the first non-zero digit. For example, it's going to come right here, 1.7004. And you could check to see how many places it moved to get there. 1, 2 places. So it's going to be times 10 raised to the 2. And this is the only one that has a 10 raised to the 2. So the answer is B. Let's go for number 4. All right, so number 4, it says here, let me minimize this a little bit. All right, so number 4 says here that the fraction of the circle which has been shaded is 1. So they want to know the fraction that's shaded. Well, what I'm going to do is to understand the angle that represents the shaded. We know that a circle, when we think of the circle and the total degree, it's 360 degrees. Now, we are talking about the shaded part is to take, take that 285. Take it from the 360. You're getting 75. So now you want to represent this 75 over the 360. That's what you want to break down, right? Because the shaded part is that, and they want to know what fraction of the circle is the shaded part. So it is 75 over 360. That is not there. So you're going to have to break down your 75, you know? Break down your 75. Let us say you want to use 5. So you say 75 divided by 5, you're going to get about 15. And the 360 divided by 5, you're going to get about 72, right? And then you look if you could go again. You could go by using 3. 3 into 5, 50, 3 into 15, 5, and 3 into 72, I think is about 24, right? 24. So what I'm looking at is 25 is 5 over 24. I look for that. And here it is at A. So the basic idea is find the angle that represents the shaded portion. Put it over the total circular angle, and then start canceling down. Keep looking for your response. Question 5. There are 40 students in the class. Girls make up 60% of the class, 25% of the girls wear glasses. How many girls in the class wear glasses? So we're saying that, all right, 40 of them in the class, right? Girls is 60. So you want to find your 60% of that 40. Cancel, zeros cancel, 0. 6, 4 gives you 24. So we have 24 girls. Now we have 24 girls. The question went further. It says 25% of the girls wear glasses. Then they want to know how many girls wear glasses. So 25% is quarter of anything, you know. So basically you want to know what is quarter of 24. 4 into itself 1, 4 into 24, 6. And you easily get your 6 as your answer, and you keep moving, right? Keep moving. Number 6, if 560 is shared in the ratio 2 to 3 to 9, the difference between the largest and the smallest share is what? We have to take some time out. What's the total number of parts we're dealing with? We're dealing with a 2 plus 3 plus 9, right? So we want to add these, our 2 plus, our 3 plus, our 9, and that is 14. So we have 14. Remember though, that the total was 560. So I'm going to divide the 560 by 14, right? So the 560, you want to divide that by 14. Whether you want to cancel, for example, 14 into itself 1, 14 into this 4, you get 40. So this is suggesting that 1 part is equal to 40. Now I'm going to have to work out 2 parts. And it's going to be 40 times 2. That's 80. Then I'm going to work out the 9 parts. 9 times 40, and I get 360. Now they want to know the difference between the two. The difference means to subtract. So we're talking about having my 360, and I'm going to take out 80, and I'm left with 082. So my answer is 280. The question is just asking for the difference between the two, right? So you have to look out for the question, see what they want. Number 7, the first 3 common factors, 3 common multiples of 3, 4, and 6 are 1. The first 3 common multiple they want to know. Common multiple, right? So if you're listing, say you're listing 3s, you don't know much. You could keep adding 3. Those are multiples of 3. You keep adding 3. Adding 3. See there, you're adding 3 and you go on for a while, right? 4. Right? Keep adding 4, right? And you keep going, 6, you keep adding 6, right? And you go on. Now, if you take a good look, you're noticing that for these 3, you're seeing a 12. You're out, you actually seeing a 24, and it goes on. But I don't need to go for the next one because the only thing I see with a 12 and a 24 already is this. That means I just pick that. I don't need to prove that 36 would work because you observe the answers that you're looking at. And that is how you can now say, oh, this has to be it. based on what you're getting. So a lot of times you're not necessarily going to go all the way down to the final answer. You are able to pick up your answer as you go. What is the highest common factor of these? In other words, we're looking for the biggest number that could go into this. It could go into that, and it could go into that. From these, which one of these? So number one, to go into these, it can't be bigger than them. So these two are out. So it's 9 and 18, and 18 can go into all of them. All right. So you have to know 18 into that, go 3, 18 into the next one. 18 could go into everything there. All right. So that's the biggest number, which is highest common factor. 300 can be written as what? Observe your answers. This is 1,000. This is thousands. You understand? This is not. This one is it. All right. Why? Because 3 times 10 square plus 1. 3 times 10 square is 100. Then you add 1. 300 plus 1. And you get your 301, as you can see. So you take your time, you break it down, and you keep going.
Sir.
Go ahead.
I was realizing the answer now, sir, because I say 10 to the 10 to the 2 give you 100, sir. I was realizing the question, sir, and the answer.
All right, good. All right, good, Kevin. By the distributive law, we have seen this question a number of times. I'm suggesting that you don't always have to get this question, but I'm giving a little method of doing this. Take a look. Here's a common factor. Right? Your common factor right there is 49. Factor out 49. And you will get 17. And then there's a plus 3. So you're looking at 49 times 20. So you're seeing that easily. Applying yourself to it. Factor out what you have to. Look, take a good look. Make sure you're not making any error. Number 11. We have seen this one a lot of times. I'll re-explain it again. The answer is P prime. When you see that little thing here, it's the complement of a set, and it means that everything except the set. And that's what you're looking at. Everything except that set. This one, no. P and Q are 2 finite sets such that the number, this little n here means the number of elements in. So the number of elements in P is 7. The number of elements in Q is 5. The number of elements in P intersect Q is 3. What is the union? We spoke about this already. All right. The union, yeah, is that you're going to be adding the elements in P, adding the elements in Q. You're going to minus the intersection. So in this case, P is 7, Q is 5. You're going to subtract 3. 12 minus 3, that's 9. There you go. This type of question comes every year. Make note of it. Make note of the general formula, this idea. All right? Factors of 6, 6, 6, 3, 2, 1. Factors of 4, 4, 2, 1. And they're asking for the overlapping part. You could see that there's a 1 and a 2 overlapping. All right. What factors of 4 are they are also factors of 6. And that is definitely one of them. All right, for this one, U refers to integers, and integers are negative numbers, positive numbers without decimal or fraction attached to it. All right, so if you go on your regular number line, you're looking at integers. Which of the Venn diagram below illustrate the statement? Here's the statement. Pay attention. No positive integer are negative. no positive integer or negative integers. In other words, they are saying no positive number is a negative number. In other words, then, which one of these sets that they're showing you representing that? Now, there will be no overlapping, because when things overlap, it means that there are some things that they are both sharing. And we know that there is nothing positive that is negative. So you have to pick a set that is showing the two things being separate, they're not touching. And the correct term for this, we call it disjointed set. So what a disjointed set is, it is sets that they have nothing in common, right? This one is called an intersecting set. They are intersecting, they are sharing ideas, right? So we have intersecting set and you have disjointed set. All right, so this answer would have been a disjointed set because there is no negative number that is a positive number. Let's keep rolling. Now, where's my pen? Here. If P suites are sold for Q cents, right? Then one suite is sold for what? So we have certain number of suites that you get for certain money, right? So in this case, you're going to put the P at the bottom, yeah? And the number of dollars you spend for them on top, right? So you're talking about Q divided by P, and that's gonna give you what one suite is, right? So because they asked about one suite, make sure that that was at the bottom. If they asked about what $1 gives, put the money part at the bottom. So let me just repeat the idea for these sort of stuff. Whatever they want one for, let that go at the bottom. Suite is P, and they want one suite. So the P would have to go at the bottom. They want to know how much for it. Let the P go at the bottom. All right? So the part that they want one for goes at the bottom all the time. And you have to look carefully because the P and the Q can easily be mixed up. Next question, 16. 3.25% of 500. You can really represent this simply. You can say, what is 3.25 as a decimal? Quarter is 0.25. So 3.25 is actually 3.25 over 100. And then of 500. So you could see that the 100 going to the 500 5 times. And then now you're left to multiply this. You are left to multiply 3.25 times 5, 5, 25. 5, 2 is 10, and 2, 12. Right? Carry the 1. 15 and 1, 16. How many decimal places? 2. My answer is 16.25. So even though it looks weird, come on, you can easily go there. All right? Can easily go there. And you could break this down a very creative way as well. Let me show you a creative way to break it down. It's just the nerd way. 3/4. 500. Now, this pen is really big. 1% is to take off 2 0. That's what a lot of people don't know. 10% is to take off 1 0. But you see, 1% is to take off 2 zeros. 1% is $5. Check this out. 1 more percent. I'm just showing you a simple, I don't have to use calculator to do anything. See there, that's 3%.
Please repeat, please.
And I'm not sure from where. I was saying to you that from time to time, I would tell people 10% is when you drop off 1 0 at the back. But 1% is when you drop off 2 zeros at the back. So I'm saying if I drop off these 2 zeros, I'll get $5 to be 1%. So if you take a look at this, 1%, 1%, 1%, that is actually 3% already. And this is 15, right? Now I need 1/4%. Then if I know 1, if I know 1% is $5, I can find 1/4 of 5, of course. You know what half of $5 is? $2.50. You know what a half of $2.50 is? $1.25. This is 1/4%, you know. Guys, you don't need calculator to do anything, you know. I'm just playing still, you know, but on a real, you don't, because this is a 1/4%. I just find. Because if 1% is $5, half of a percent, $2.50, man. 1/4%, you keep dividing by 2. So if I put it on it, see there, $1.25. See there, I still get back my $16.25 without any form of, I just break down. And this is me teaching you. If I'm not teaching you, I finish this in 2 seconds. Because this is me telling you, trying to explain to you how it works. But the moment there's any student that can say, hey, 1%, oh, 3,515. So they know that 3% is 15 already. And then a 1/4 of a 5, they just bam, they're gone. So I mean, you can break it, it's up to you. I'm not telling you to do that. But I'm just saying, you really don't need a calculator because you can easily scroll through the percentage. Next question. Susan bought a calculator for $120. She had to pay a sales tax of 10%, right, on it. How much change will she get back from 140? Remember, I said to you, 10% is to drop off a 0. So if I have $120, 10% is to just drop off a 0. So that means 10% is what? 10% is $12. So then the 120 plus the 12 will let the thing cost $132. So if I give them $40, I'm supposed to get back $8 change. Remember, you know, the question is asking about change, so you have to relax, flow with the question. How much change you're gonna get back from $140? All right. Now, if you don't want to do the 10% fee, you could just simply say, all right, I am going to find my 10% of 120, 10% of 120, and then this 0 cancel this 0 cancel this, and you're still gonna get what I told you, 12, because 10% is just to take off the 0. So if you want to work it to find the 12, you could just drop off the 0, learn the 12, gone. I mean, it's up to you. So we could find the 12 the regular way. So it's up to you. Next question. $600 invested at $600 invested at simple interest for 2 years earns this. What is the rate? Now, write down what you have. The money invested is called your principal. 2 years, time. The simple interest earned, this is interest. Now, the formula says the rate can be found by putting 100 times the I over P times T. 100 times I is 96, over P, which is 600, times 2. Simplify, man, and you find your R. 100 cancel, 6 down at the bottom. Right? You could break it. 2 into itself, 1. 2 into 96 is 48. 6 into itself, 1. 6 into 48 is 8. So you're seeing that we got 8% right there. All right. Regular working, right? Now, a plot of land is valued at $18,000. Land tax is charged at a rate of 70 cents per 100. What is the total amount of tax paid for the land? Tax is paid per 100. So you need to find out how many hundreds do I have in this first. So I'm going to have to divide this by 100. I need to know how many hundreds I have. So you're going to realize that you have 180 hundred. But the idea is this: for every 100 is 70 cents. I need to multiply this by 0.7. Regular multiplication. Regular. 1260, 1 place a decimal, 126. So it's all about you. So in terms of your, you see the little skills that you have to have. Your little skill that you have to have, I can't take it from you. You have to still learn how to do your little regular multiplication and stuff like that. Number 20. Number 20, let me move on. A customer, a minute. A customer buys a table and hire purchase. He makes a deposit of 306. They change up this one. And pays 6-month installment of 60. The total cost for the total cost to the customer. What is hire purchase? Hire purchase, we might need a little space. So let me bring this one to the other board so that we can employ a little. Plug it in, Eve. One second. Oh, Egypt, work this over your side. 1 second, people. I can plug it in over. All right, so let me put this here. All right, so here we have it, because sometimes you need space to work out the little stuff. All right, so now what we're suggesting is that what is hire purchase? I'm going to write HP. Hire purchase is your deposit that you make plus what they call amount payable. And your amount payable is what you would have gone back to pay over a period of time. So you read the question, deposit. Then you 6 months, you pay this. Deposit. 360. 666. So right there, you're seeing that the total cost would have been 666 right there. So what is the idea? Do I know hire purchase? Now, if you don't know hire purchase, you won't be able to get it. Hire purchase is simply the deposit plus what you go back to pay. And they call that the amount payable. The information will be there. Navigate yourself. All right, let me just mark the answer here. All right, another question. This one is 2. You see, I've seen this one so many times. It says Mary invested $200 for 3 years at 5%. John invested $300 at the same rate. And they want to know if both of them receive the same interest. How long will John invest his money? And we're suggesting that you want to set up a two-way system. You want to set up Mary's money, and you're talking about interest. Simple interest is your principal times your rate times your time over 100. So we're going to set up this for Mary. And we're talking about the 200 that she invested for 5% for 3 years over 100. That is her interest. John is going to invest 300 for the same percentage, but the time we don't know, right? And it is always over 100. So you want to break down this and see what you have. Let's break it down. 100 into itself 1, but 100 into the 200 leave 2. Now on the left side, we have 2 times 5, 10 times 3. There's a 30 here. Now let's work on the right side. 100 into itself 1, but 100 into that 3. 3 5 give me 15t. You could mentally say to yourself, 15 times what? Give me 30. And you'll pick up that the answer is 2. Now, if you don't want to do that, you could simply say, why not just divide both sides by 50? And then t is 2. But whichever way you do it, you're going to end up with 2. A company employs 12 gardeners, right, at $26 per day, 8 clerks at $70 per day. What is the mean daily wage in dollars? A lot of people mess up this question. The mean wage, you want to define the mean daily wage. What you can do is to work out the total amount of money For example, 12 people get 26. So you want to work out what is 26 times 12. So you get that total money. You're getting that total amount of money, right? 6 2 is 12, 6 1 6, 6 50 0 2 6 2 1 3. So you multiply that. So you know the total amount of money for that, for those people on that day. All right. So for the gardeners, this is the amount of money. Now let us look for the clerks. You want to multiply 17 times 8 because the 17 of them get $17 they get. There's 8 of them. This is 136. I'm suggesting that if you want to know what is the mean wage, you can add up the total wage. Say you want to add up the 312 plus the 136. You want to have a total for that. You get, and you're going to divide that by how many of them. It's 20. So you're talking about 448 divided by 20. Well, you could break it down whichever way. 2 into this goes 10 times. 2 into this get 2, 2, 4. 10 into any number is just to move the decimal point one place. So we're going to have 22.4. We're looking for that. And here it is. So basically, what's the concept? You want to know the total amount of wage paid in the day. And then you divide that by how many persons, and you'll get an average. Basically, it's an average essay. Next question. This is an algebra question. It says 2 into y minus 4 is 16. What is y? So you could solve, there are a number of ways you can do this. You can distribute the 2. So 2 times y give you 2y. 2 times negative 4 give you negative 8. This is 16. Then you could add 8. 2y is equal to 24. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Y is 12. So y is 12. So, and then if you want to double check it quickly, you could say, let me put 12 right there. So then think about it. 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 2 is 16. So you know that you're correct. You could do a quick check back to see if it worked and it does what it ought to do. The middle term in the expansion. So you want to know what the middle term is. The middle term is a piece in the middle, like this is the middle term, this part. First term, last term, middle term. So first would be this part, the last would be that part, and the middle part is the middle. So you want to work on the middle term. Now, if you're going to work on the middle term, you can just easily, let me just write this here, to show you. You could do it the long way, or you could understand that for the middle term, you only need to work out this and that. That's what you work out for the middle. So 3 times x give you 3x. X times 1 give you minus x. And that is 2x is the answer. Now, I'm going to have to do this the regular way for some other people. X plus 3, x minus 1. So let's come to this board. So we're looking at x plus 3. And we're also looking at x minus 1. You could do it the regular way. Some persons want to do it regular, which means you're going to do your distribution, you do your distribution, do your distribution, you do your distribution. So if you want to do it the longest way possible, you put the x there, put it beside this. You put the plus 3 there, put it back beside this, and do the regular math. X times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. 3 times x is positive 3x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And then now they want the piece in the middle. They don't want everything. So you could see the same numbers come back. Negative x and a positive 3x is 2x. And that's the answer. So in other words, you take your time, work out the thing, pick the answer if you want. Now, if you have enough skill and understand how to get the middle part, then you will do what I did here. That focuses on the middle and we just get it. And we're gone a long time. But it does not matter how you get your answer. You have to work it the way that suits you. express negative 2 open bracket x minus 4. So you're going to distribute the negative 2 inside. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Don't mix up that part because the answer is there for you. The answer is this. A lot of people pick this one. Remember, you're looking at what this number is. Negative 2 times a negative 4, right? A lot of times people might say it's a subtraction. Yes, it is. But that made it negative. So it doesn't matter. The sign in front of the number will tell what number it is, right? So this is the answer. Be careful because I've seen, I looked through, a lot of you pick that. It's not correct. The answer is D. All right, we're kicking it still. If m asterisk n is equal to the square root of m squared, m and minus n squared. What I want us to do here is you can simply look at it like this. All right. I'm going to write this underneath here. They want you to do m. They want you to do 5 asterisk 3. If you look at the order in which the things would appear, you would have realized that the m could be lightened to the 5. The n could be lightened to the 3. In other words, m is 5 and n is 3 based on the order in which they appeared. So all I'm going to do is to substitute 5 for m and 3 for n. That's all I'm going to do. So when I said mn, I'm talking 5 times 3 minus n squared, it's 3 squared. 15 minus 9. That's the square root of 6. And I'm seeing it there. So I would feel very confident about my score and I move on. Question. You're not using a calculator, so they're testing. That says if 15 squared if 15 squared is 225, then the square root of this is what?
Sir,
Go ahead.
excuse me, could you return to the other one? Let me ask you a question. The one you just used. All right. Right. So, the negative 3 there is squared.
Not negative 3 squared, you know.
It's okay. So, because I was wondering why
Not
wasn't
negative
it?
3, man. It's 3. Look, there's no negative 3 in the maths.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You see it?
Yes, sir.
So
Thanks.
you're squaring n.
And
But after you square n, they have a subtraction here for you.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thanks,
right.
sir.
All right.
And there's another one I was looking at.
Where?
Okay. But
That we did here?
yeah, well, it was just another way of doing it, which I thought was easier, but it's okay because it's the same answer.
Yeah, man. There are many ways. Me just pick a way and move. But when you're in the exam, you're on your own. All right. All right. So we have 15 square is this. And they're asking you for this. You don't have a calculator. So that means you need to understand what this means. So in understanding what this means, the square root, then the square root of this is what? Let me say this to you. The square root of 225 is 15. So they are saying, what is the square root of this? I want you to think quickly. Now, watch me again. I'll highlight the square root of 225 is 15. You know what that means? It means 15 times 15 gives 225. That means you're looking for a number that multiplies by itself to give you 0.0225. Now, if something will multiply by itself and give you 4 decimal place, this is what they're aiming at. You know? Is the decimal place they're aiming at, for you to understand how square root work first, to know that you're looking for a number that multiplies by itself to give you the thing underneath the square root. But if I have 4 places of decimal underneath the square root, which one of these could multiply by itself to give you 4 places of decimal? It must be the one with 2 decimal places. We don't work in this. Because if you multiply 0.15 times 0.15, I guarantee you're going to get 0.0225 because 4 places of decimal will be produced by this. And that's what the question was focusing on. You understand? Because remember, you do have a calculator, so they're not expecting you to do those. But if you understand that when you find the square root of something, you are finding a number that multiplies by itself to give you the thing underneath the square root. So you're thinking of the decimal place and you say it could be 3, because if I multiply this by itself, I'll get 6 places of decimal. It could be this, because if I multiply 1.5, I can tell you, I'll get 2.25, I'm sure. And if I multiply 15, I'll get 225. The answer is definitely the one with the 2 places of decimal. Question 28. You work this one down just regular. So your 2x plus 3 minus the 3, 2x greater than 6, divided by 2, x greater than or equal to 3. One second, guys. One second. All right, let's go. When 6 is added to a number and the sum, keyword, is divided by 3, the result is 4. So you have to think, you know, they say when 6 is added, you can put it at front or back, the sum. So you have to draw the line over everything, all right? The sum is going to give you 4, but the result of that divided by 3, this is the crucial part, the sum of it. So you're looking for anything like this, which is that. Very easy. Don't let it catch you though. A lot of people pick B and all sorts of things, but just relax. They use the word sum. See there? That means x plus 6 must be divided by 3. 30. 30 says John has X marbles and Max has twice as many. Max gave Tom 5 of his. How many marbles does Max? So Max, John has X, Max has twice as many. So Max has 2X, and then Max is the same one. Max gave away 5. How many Max have? Max take out 5. So you're looking for something that is showing that he took 5 from his. No biggie. 2x and then you take 5 from it. Let's go to 31. The size of the triangle, x minus 1 and x plus 2. So if the perimeter is 31, then the shortest side. So the shortest side, you need to find what's going on. So what's the concept? X plus x minus 1 plus x plus 2. Those are the 3 sides of the triangle. When added, which is the concept of perimeter, you get 31. That's what they're suggesting. So you want to put it together. What are the, here are the x's, right? 1x, 2x, there are 3 x's there. So you could state that we have 3x. And in terms of the constants or the numbers, there is a -1, it's in green, and you have a +2. So that's going to give you a +1. -1 and a +2 give a +1 equal to 31. Solve is normal. Solve. 3x equal 30. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X is 10. They didn't ask you for x. They said the shortest side. X is 10. There is a side there shorter than x. X minus 1, 9. So you have to pay attention. So one of the side would have been 12. That's x plus 2. There's a x, and there's a x minus 1, 9. Those are the sides. Add them back together, and you definitely would get your 31. 32, it says the mass in kilogram of a bag of rice is given as 10 point. That correct one. The range of values which the actual mass lies. Now, they want to know if you understand rounding off. Because they're saying that something was rounded off and you get 10.6. There are possibilities, you know. Because if I get 10.6 when I round it off, my answer might have been 10.55 and going up 10.56, 10.57, 10.58. So anything greater than 10.5. So M must be greater than 10.5. So that means 10.56. You know? So 10.55, you want it to be greater than 10.55. That's one. No, but you could have approached it from another angle. In other words, I could have 10.60, 10.61, 10.62, 10.63. I could go all the way up to 10.64. Because if you have 10.64 and you round it to 1 dp, you still get 10.6. So you're thinking like, hey, if I am between 10.64 and 10.55, my rounded answer to 1 dp, look at it, is 10.6. This is the answer. Everything else would have messed up. This could give me 10.7. You understand? So that wouldn't work. This could give me 10.7. This is already 10.7. So you're seeing that they're trying to see if you understand how to put together your numbers. And a lot of people did this problem badly as well. All right, question. We got the diameter, we got the height, they want the volume. Concept of volume of a cylinder. Pi r square h. We don't have r, so r is actually your diameter divided by 2. And the diameter is 6 divided by 2, you get 3. So now I could find my volume, which is going to be pi times 3 times 3 times 20. So it's going to be pi. Let me write my pi better. Messy. 9 times 20 is 180. I'm looking for 180 pi, and I'm seeing it. And when you look at your answers, don't try to work out pi with numbers unless they give you a number. All right, so you want to keep it within context of the responses. So always take a glance and you say, oh, I don't need to break down pi because pi is a part of the answer. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88. The radius is what? The moment they tell you that you have a circular pond, huh? Circular pond, and you're telling me that the distance along the boundary. The moment you're giving me this, you're telling me that, hey, sir, your circumference, which is equal to 2 pi r, is 88. Oh, circumference is 88. So I'm going to take the idea that 2 pi r is 88. I am seeing r. So that means I could divide by 2 pi. Divide by 2 pi. R is simply 88 over 2 pi. There you go. So it's about looking at the question, circular. Then a circle comes into mind. The distance around. Circumference comes in. You have to let the ideas jump out at you as you go. 35. They are saying to us that, hey, AOB is a sector of a circle such that the angle AOB is 72. OB is the radius, then the area of the sector. The concept behind the area of the sector is that you put the angle at the center over 360 and you work out pi r squared, right? So the angle is 72 and you want to put that over 360. Pi is there. R is there as r squared. So basically they don't want anything because you're seeing r and r. So all you have to do is to cancel down, man. Can you break down 72? 72, right? Can you break down 72? And that's where it lies. Break it down. Find a way to break it down. I know that 72 into 360 is 5. See there, 72 times 5. 5 2 is 10, 35 and 1, 36. So the 72 into the 360 is 5. So the answer is actually 1/5 pi r squared. And you're looking for that, the answer is C. All right, 36 is a similar question. The figure above the center, the radius is 10, so now we have the radius. And they gave us the angle 36. What is the length of the arc from AB? All right, so they want to know the length of the arc, this distance. Remember, there's a formula for arc length. I'm going to write it here. Arc length can be found by putting theta over 360, and you're going to use 2 pi r. 2 pi r is circumference. Arc length is just part of the circumference. An arc is part of that full circle. If we had continued, we would have gone around to get a full circle. We are saying to you that it's just a part of the circle. Hence, you're saying what fraction of the circle? That is why we said what angle out of the circle? Oh, so it's going to be 36 out of 360. And it's the same 2 pi r. Now, let's cancel. 36 into this is 1, 36 into this 10, right? And I think the r is 10. Let me put 10 here for the r. So you could see 10 cancel itself. Blah. So when you don't cancel down, you're left with 2 pi. You look if you see that, and it's at A. So it's always going to be there. Just take your time and work, right? Take your time and you work. The answers are there for you. 37. The circumference of the circle, they're telling you now, circumference is 132. Given that pi is 22/7. Look now, there's no pi in my answer. So that means you could see that you're going to have to work out now, and they're telling you the value for pi. So then the radius, circumference is 2 pi r. You gave me the circumference, I'm going to substitute it at the circumference. 2 pi, you gave me a value. R, that's what I want to find. Let me take my time. 132 is equal to 44/7 with a r. Yeah? So bottom line is this. You can see that you're going to multiply by 7 and divide by 44. So it's like the reciprocal of this. So it's like you're going to have 132 multiplied by 7 over 44. And from this, you do your canceling. Do 11 into 44, 4. 11 into 132 is 12, you know. You work what you know. 44 could have worked about 3 times. But 4 into itself, 1. 4 into 12, 3. 3 times 7, 21. You break it down, the answer will be there. 38. Which of the following figure has an area which is a half 3 plus 4 times 5? The concept behind the area of a trapezium is that you're going to have 2 parallel sides. So a trapezium may look like this. It may look like this. It may look like this. But long and short, you're going to have 2 sides that are parallel. Always. The concept of finding the area is that we say that one, let us say we call that one A, call this one B, and call this H. The formula says the area of a trapezium is half the sum of the parallel side times the height. So the A plus B would be the sum of the parallel sides. So when you see this, you're looking for 3 and 4 on one of these. That's where you're looking, but this can't be the height. The height must be 5. So you're just simply scrolling. Here it is, 3, 4, 5. Half the sum of the parallel sides times the height, C. And that's what we're referring to when you're going through these ideas right there. C. A man leaves home at 22:15 hours and reaches his destination in the same time zone at 4. 4 hours on the following day. How many hours did the journey take? You can work this out simply, you know. Do not get these incorrect. All right? Don't get them incorrect because you can easily walk through it. You could set up a system and check. You could say, if you want to relate this to 10:15, it's fine. If you have to put it back in your own time to feel comfortable. So you could say 10:15 to 11:15, that's a 1 hour. By you reach 12:15, that's a 1 next hour. By you reach 1:15, a 1 next hour. 2:15, a 1 next hour. 3:15, a 1 next hour. So remember, we almost reached 4. You reach 3:15. I'm just checking it on a regular level that I'm saying, guys, approach these questions simply. You understand? You can approach them regular. Check. Call yourself 10:15 and check. 11:15, 12:15 and go. So that's already 5 hours. But you have 45 minutes, not a full hour. So I know that it did not reach 6. This out, this out. Inner read 6. I know it's not this either. Guys, I don't have to check it because I know that it's not 6 and it's more than 5. The answer is this. Yeah. So even if I don't know that 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour, I am able to eliminate what can't be. It did not reach 6 hours. So those 6, they're gone. And it is more than 5. So the 5 is gone. I would definitely pick the B one, even though I don't work it right down. But you could easily look at it and say, hey, from 3:15 to 4 o'clock is 45 minutes. And 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. So it was 5 hours and 3/4. But even if you did not reach that far, you could have eliminated 3 of them based on what they did. The table below shows the frequency of scores obtained by students in the test. What's the range? Score. The range of the score is what? The range is the highest minus lowest. So look, highest score is 10. Lowest is 2. Range is 10 minus 2. All the time. Your range is your highest minus your lowest. The range is 8. 41. All right, so the question says, which station together have more than 1,500 listeners during the week? Pay attention to the details on the axis. As you can see, you're told here that we're dealing with hundreds. So everything you're seeing is hundreds. So what I'll normally say is, make sure that you understand where these are. That's a 7. You could say that's a 9. So you want to make sure that you have those. So you want to look to see which one of these you could add and you get more than this. It's B and D. Because if I have that 900 and I add that 700, I'm getting 1,600, and that is more than 1.5. So the correct answer is B and D right now. Together, it is more than 1,500 listeners. Continue. 42 is from that same diagram. So let's see what it says. It says here, which station has many listeners during the week as the mean? So it has as many as the mean of the 4. So it means then I need to find the mean for the 4 right now. Mean is to add up, divide by how many. So what are we going to be adding? My board is a little bit frozen. Give it a second. It's going to come back anytime. I think it's back. I want to add up the 4. There's a 6 for this. So I have 6 2 times. There's a 6. There's another one. This is 6. That is 7. And there's a 9. This is 28 over 4. It gives me back 7. Because as I said, this is 28 over 4. It's giving you back 7. Now they're saying which one the mean is their score? B. So you go back and you say, oh, it's B. The mean is like B. The mean of everything is like the station B. Read the questions, man, and relax. Apply yourself and go. We haven't found one topic that we have not covered in. So you should know that everybody should be getting some good grades, right? Item 43 refers to the scores below. The median of the 8 scores what? Remember, if you're going to do median, you want to list the things, organize it from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. So I'm going to go lowest to highest. So I'm going to take off 1, then 4, then 4. There is a 7. There is a 8. There is a 8. There is a 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1 is missing. Oh, there are 2 4s. 10. All right. I need some space. Can I write? I'll never write this. Let me set it up to get all of it. So in order to pick the median, line them. There's a 1. There is a 4, 4, 7, 8, 8, 1, 4, 4, 7, 8, 8, 10, 15. Normally when I do it across the mark, so you know if you make an error. Median is the middle. It's 8 term. So the median is going to come in the middle. So you could easily find the middle. These two are in the middle. Yeah? Or another way you could look at it, you're like 8 plus 1 divided by 2. So you want to, so this is going to give you 4.5, meaning you're saying that, hey, I need to pass 4. So the moment you pass 4, it's like you're right there, these two. 4.5. But there's no 4.5 in it, I'm just saying. So these are in the middle, but you have to add them and divide by 2. Whenever you find 2 things in the middle, man, add divide by 2, you'll definitely get 7.5 as your median. Median means middle. Here are a set of 4 numbers. Here are the 4 sets of numbers, and it says which of the following numbers are mean and median the same. All right, they're saying which one of these, the mean and the median, is the same. They're in order. The median, so you're gonna have to eliminate. The median is 2. Median is 2. All right. Let us put median, mean. Median is 2 for this one. And if I add them up, I'll get 9 over 3. 9 over 3 is 3. So it's not this. You want to check the median and the mean. They're saying which ones is the same. So you don't know, you're going to have to work them. The median is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 divided by 3, 4. So this one is a good candidate. So I'm getting this one to be correct. You have to check all. The median here is 5. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 5, 8. 8 plus 6, 14. So we get 21. All right, make sure it's 21, guys. 21 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 21 divided by 5 is not 5. So if I have 21 over 5, it's not 5. So this is out. This one, the median is 12. Let's add up these numbers. 10 and this 21. 21 plus this give you 33. 33 give you 46. And 46 plus that give you 60. 60 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 divided by 5 is 12. So this work as well. 2 and 4. So you see, this one you have to spend the time on. You're picking up the mean, the median. You're picking up the median, and you're working out the mean, and you want to see which ones the median and the mean is the same. Read, right? Let's go. The pie chart shows the popular games played by 720 students. How many students play cricket? If you're gonna know how many play cricket, you could just work out the cricket percentage and find. So percentage is out of 100. We have 30 there, we have 10, that's 40, and we get 20, that's 65. Together, these are 65. So the cricket is going to be, take that 65 out of the 100. Cricket is 35%. So then I need to find 35 over 100 of 720. You work out this and you get the answer. You could cancel down, you know, if you want. And then you could go 2 into this goes 5. Or you could go 5. 2 into this goes 36. 5 into this 1. 5 into this 7. At the end of the day, you're multiplying 36 times 7. So you want to work out that 36 times 7, 42. Carry the 4, 21, 4, 25. So you're looking for 252. And the answer is right there. So it's regular working, and you make sure that you're working it down to the end.
So,
Go ahead.
excuse me, can you go back to question 44? Let me see the answer, please.
44. The answer is 2 and 4.
Okay, 2 and 4. Okay.
Yeah, because you're working out all of them mean. And you would have picked up the median from the middle. And then you just respond.
Okay. Thanks.
46. Which of the following represent the equation of the straight line? The equation of a straight line is given in the form where y is equal to mx plus c. You're looking for that format. This is not it, this is not it, that's not it, this is it. So you're looking for a straight line format, you could see that. So remember, y equal to mx plus c is the equation of a straight line. 47. The straight line AB cuts the y-axis at here, which is as a coordinate, it says 0 meets -2. So you're looking for that here. Which arrow diagram below shows the relation is 3 less. 3 less. Follow the arrow. If you don't follow the arrow, you're going to get it wrong. You see this question, a lot of people going to pick. You're going to pick this. But they said the relation is 3 less. So the arrow going across will be 3 less. So let's look to see what we have. All right, so for each of them, the difference is 3. Let's check. Look at this one. All right, what do we get here? X, Y. So you're seeing x plus 3, x plus. All right, so you see, you're going to have to go through all of them because look at this. This is 3, 8. So, but what they're doing now, they're going to make a lot of them be correct. And if you don't look, you're going to pick it because look at this one. It's only this one is wrong in it. And they make sure Then make sure that some of them right. So if you're just looking like this is correct, but this part wrong. So you just have to look. All right. Look at this. This one is good. But look at this, what they did here. They make everything right except they spoil this and they spoil that. But if you're just looking randomly, this part right, so you have to be looking, right? Have to be looking. The answer is A, definitely. But you have to look. If you don't look, you're going to pick up the wrong. Which of the following points lies on this line? Normally, the normal way you work this is to take the X value, plug it in, and see if the Y value shows up. So if I have Y equal to 2X minus 3, and I take 0, and I have 2 times 0. And then when I work it out, I have 0 minus 3, which means I have minus 3. So when I plug in the 0, I get minus 3. It means that this is on the line. That's what it means. Because I'm certain if you plug in this, if I plug in this and put 2, I get 4 minus 3, which is 1. And this is not 1. So you know that's not on the line. And that's how you know the rest are not. For this specific question, you never have to work it out because they gave you the coordinate of the y-intercept, this. Because every y-intercept coordinate, x is 0. So if I look at this and I see that this is -3, and I'm seeing a 0, -3, it means that it is already on the line. Based on this question. All right, but ordinarily, what I would want you to take away from this is that to prove that a point is on a line, you will take the x coordinate, plug it into the equation, and see if the y value comes back. If it does, it is on the line. If not, it's not on the line. The diagram above shows a graph if A, B, and C are constants, and A is greater than 0. The equation of the line. Now, if they're telling you that A is greater than 0, whenever A is greater than 0, all they're telling you that A is positive. So that means this is wrong, because that's negative. This is wrong, that's negative. Now, I'm yet to decide now. We have this to look at, and you have that to look at. Now, I've said this a lot of times. With this format, it's like having y equal to 10x squared with a number. But what happened here is that when your function looks like this, you notice there is no middle term. When there is no middle term, every quadratic curve is on the y-axis like this. On it, on it, on it. At different places, but on the y-axis. Take a look at this. This is not on the y-axis. It's off the y-axis, right? It's not on it so. If the middle term is missing, there's no middle term. Look good. The middle term come with x. So when the middle term is missing, the quadratic will be on the y-axis, on it. Okay. Now, when the middle term comes into play, it jump off the y-axis. Jump off the y-axis. It will cross it, but it's gonna jump off it. So then I'm seeing this one with a middle term. See? That one is telling you that any graph it is representing, it will jump off. So I'll normally try to prove it for you. Let's take a look. We are online, so we can do a lot. We could go for my GeoGebra Classic, and then we could show ourselves. So I'm going to create y equal to 10x squared. See that? It's already on the axis. Look, it's on the y-axis. That's what I mean. See there, it's on it. Now, if I switch the numbers at the back, if I put 10x squared plus 5, it's gonna move up on the y-axis and go to 5. See there on the y-axis now, but it gone to 5. Look good. See where it gone? To 5. If I take this number at the back, which is the end, last term, if I take it and I put -3, it is gonna still be on the y-axis because there's no middle term, and it's gonna go down to 3. Watch. Check it out. It gone down to -3, but it is still on the y-axis. See there at -3? Can everybody see the point I'm making now? Still on the y-axis. Now, if I want to take this off the y-axis, all I'm going to have to do is to just put x. Look, I just put an x value like I'm going to just put like, hold on, right there. So I just put plus, I don't know, maybe 5x. Look, bam. Then it's gonna jump off. Everybody see jump off the axis now? You can see what the point we're making, it come off the axis, right? Come off the axis. I could put it on the other side. I'm gonna put a -5x, -10x. Bam. Gone on the other side. See that? So all I'm saying is, if I wanted to come off the axis, all I have to do is to put in the middle term. See here, the middle term. So with this question, a lot of people just don't understand these things. The fact that the middle term comes into play, my graph will come off the y-axis. And that is what I use to know. It's a multiple choice, and I'm giving the knowledge to you. That's how you could know. All right. But firstly, you would have to get rid of unnecessary things, like when they say to you, because this one come off the axis too, Yes, man, this one come off the axis too. But they did tell me that A must be greater than 0, which means A must be positive. So I would say, oh, that's out of this. It does come off the axis, but they did say A must be a positive number, meaning greater than 0. And it was a negative. So I ignored it. But it does come off, but it's not it. So we want to understand all the parameters, right? Let's go. It says 51 below shows the coordinate axis, axis divided by x and y plane into 4 quadrants. All right, so we're saying a point x, y lies in the 4th quadrant. It lies down here. What is going on for it? Guys, I want you to understand. This is your number line, and I'm going to just show you. Over here, this is positive x. Over here is negative x. Over here, y is positive. Down here, y is negative. I want you to look for yourself. In the 4th quadrant, you will be meeting positives and negatives. All positive meet negative right here. That means x is positive, y is negative. Now, if x is positive, remember the idea, that means it's greater than 0. And if y is negative, it's less than 0. So it's what they're using to catch people. You know how much people this catch? If a number is positive, it's greater than 0. Keep those in mind. And if the number is negative, it's less than 0. So we're looking for D. See that? It's just an understanding of ideas, right? 52 coming down. 52, the angle measured ABE. Straight angle, 180. Take off that 58, 122 degrees. A straight angle measure is 180. So we are able to just easily calculate. Question, the number of faces, edges, and vertices of the cuboid written as the order, the triple. All right, so faces first. So faces, edge, vertices. So they are saying which one is correct. Check for yourself. So I wouldn't check the 6. I wouldn't check the face because everybody have 6 face. It's good. So I might need to check the others. So let us check the edges. Edges will be, if I'm going to draw a box, these lines I'm drawing are called edges. These are edges. These are edges that I'm drawing. So you could count. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. All right. So I have 12 edges. So I'm already zooming in. So it's either this or this I'm working with. This is wrong. This is wrong. Because my edge is already 12. So you eliminate the first two. Now let's look at the vertices. My vertices are the corner spots. Here is a vertices. That's another. So how many vertices do I have down here? Let's clean up the diagram. Let's look on the vertices that I have available to me. Vertices. That's a vertices. That's another. That's another. All right, hold on. I think my board is a little bit frozen. It will be back in a minute. All right, I think it's back. Here's another. Here's another. Here's another. Vertices are these are the corner spots. 8. So you could check them out. But there you go. A ship is sailed 8 kilometers due east. Go again.
Okay, okay.
A ship sailed 8 kilometers due east from A. So I'll make mine. So I have A, and I go east to B. That's 8. It then sailed due north to C. 6 to C. Which diagram best describe that? So you look from A to B, then up north, 6. Looking for that. Here it is. All right, so you can easily just look. So you make your own and you compare. No biggie. It's very clear. 55. A line is rotated 90 degrees clockwise about the center C. The coordinate of A, the image of A prime is what? Now, you're going to rotate this clockwise. That means it's going to come around this way. 90 degree, I could tell you that this is going to come here. Same distance. A will reach here. See the 90 degree there? Link it to the center. Let me show you again. First thing you want to do is to know the direction. Clockwise, like the hand of the clock, it's going to go this way. So that means this is going to come around that way. Now I'm saying link A to the center and then create a 90 degrees with the same distance. So you could see A to the center is like right here. So you could see what this is. This look like A1 meets 2. I think 56 refers to the diagram below. AB is parallel to EC. They want us to calculate angle DE, BDE. You could use co-interior. Co-interior suggests that if you're between two parallel lines and you're on the same side of the transversal, those angles would add to give 180. So this angle plus this angle, they add to give 180 degrees. So 180 minus 40, this is 140. If you never wanted to do it like that, you could have made this 40 using alternate angle, and then you use this straight angle to get this. You're still gonna say 180 minus 40, 140. So whether you want to go that route or the next one, you'll end up the same place. 57. The value of tangent of 180 minus x is what? 180 minus x is this angle. So don't let them trick you with this. It's a straight line there. And if x is on the outside already, 180 minus x is the adjacent angle on the straight line. So they want to know the tangent of this. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So then tangent of that angle, B over A. You realize the testing for these little skills. If you don't have it, you just don't have it. Item 58 refers to the diagram below. A boy stands 12 meters from the foot of a building and observe the edge angle of elevation to the top. You're seeing him. The height of the building is approximately what? If I'm going to work on the height of the building, I'm going to have to understand that this 12 comes here. And I'm going to use it to find this side, which is the opposite to the angle. And I have the adjacent again. So I would start off by saying, if I could find from right here to right here now, and then I'm going to add the 1.6 to it. So I'm going to first find this distance using this triangle that we have up there with the 40 degrees. And when I find that distance in blue, I'm going to add it to where the boy is seen from to give me the total. So already, I need to know what rule. The side that I want over here is the opposite adjacent. So it's tangent I have to think about. And you see the fact that I decide like it's tangent I want, I don't need to work out anything because here's the answer. Because this wouldn't work for tangent because I need to add the 1.6 and this is not adding that. This is giving me sine and this is cosine. So I'm looking for the 1.6 to be added to the tangent idea. If I had seen two of this, I would have worked it out, but because I'm only seeing one, I stop. Because there's only one answer that is there, so that is the answer. I have realized that I'm going to use tangent to find this part. And then I need to add the height of the boy. So when I see that, I pick that. And this is how you do your multiple choice. It's not like you need to work down anything. You work it and you're going to stop after you see what you're looking for. Find it says from the diagram above, the sine of beta or sine of B. Using the SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over the opposite over your hypotenuse, right? So then, the sine of this is going to be the opposite side over this. But I don't have the opposite. I have the hypotenuse, but I don't have the opposite. So I'm going to have to take the time to find out what the opposite is. But you're going to realize that it's a right angle triangle, which means I can use Pythagoras theory. Also, I'm noting that I have the long side. So then I could simply say 5 square is equal to the opposite square plus 4 square. 25 is equal to opposite square plus 16. 25 minus 16 is opposite square. 9 is equal to opposite square. Square root of 9, 3 is my opposite. So the opposite is 3. Sine is going to be 3 over 5. Because sine of the angle is your opposite side over your hypotenuse side. 3 over 5. And there you go. All right. All right, so we have a lot of isosceles triangle here. When you see the markings like this and this, they're telling you that those triangles are isosceles. Now, the angle that is formed where the two same side meet is different. You're gonna have a twin. The others are twins. So where the two sides meet that are the same length, that angle is different. But the other two angles are twin. So that is why now I would be able to say 50 and 50 is 100. That means this is 80. As also this angle here is different. It's 100. That means if I take 100 from 180, I have 80 to be shared equally. So I'm understanding where the angle is that is different and the other two is the same. The question wants all of that angle here. It's 90 degrees. There you go. All right, guys, there it is. Well done. Just taking the time out to remind us that, hey, get yourself ready. I'm going to send out these papers on June 7th, right? So that you could get them ready to work on Sunday, which is the marathon, June 11th, starting exactly 9 a.m. We are ending at 5 p.m. So 9 to 11, workshop, going through papers, lunchtime till 12 to 2 p.m., going through more papers, half of an hour, and then 2:30, you come back to do a test, and it's going to take you to 4 o'clock, because that test is going to be exactly 90 minutes. It's going to be a regular exam, 60 questions, 90 minutes, 4 o'clock. And then the moment you hit submit, all the responses will come in to me. I'll be able to just take a quick look to see what was the average score. You will get your score back, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll spend the next hour going through. And then your exam would be in 48 hours from that, right? So I'm just saying, get yourself ready, get yourself organized. And we're gonna end today, right now. Is there any questions that anybody would want to ask?
So, excuse me, what did you say about, I missed that part, June 7th, 2003, what is happening?
On the date of the marathon, the date is Sunday. Sunday, which is June 11th. However, I would want to send you the documents so that you could print them to have them. So I am trying to be ahead. So 4 days before, which is June 7th, those that are in that group, I've already started creating the group. Whoever wants to join, they're in the group. I will be sending the documents to that group on this day so that they could print it so that everybody has hard copy for the day. All right, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Take care of yourself. Huh?